And welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to actually a double live watch-along, then double review after both games are over. So after the Florida game, Toronto game's over, because that'll go longer than the MLS match. We have a double live watch-along tonight. We start, well, the first thing to start would be Florida Panthers at Toronto Maple Leafs, Stanley Cup playoffs, round 2, game 5, live. See the Leaf shirt right there, sort of. I'll put it on after the TFC game's over, but it's right there. You kind of see it, and I have the hat, so it's all good. It's all good. And then starts a couple of minutes later, about 30 minutes later, Toronto FC versus FC Cincinnati, MLS 2025, match 13. We are ready to go. We have 2 matches. A double. We'll review both matches once they get going or once they're done. Once the Leafs game is over, I'll start making the review for tonight. We have an off day tomorrow. Then we'll be back Friday for game 6. Hell or high water. Come hell or high water, we'll be back for game 6 because we know that's happening. Looks like I should be good for that, but we'll see. How we doing, Henry? Come hell or high water, I'll be here for game 6. How we doing, Rory? With that being said, we are ready to go. We're here, game 6. First of all, we have some time, so let me start with the starting 11 for the Toronto match, because with how this is going to play out, I mean, I'll still say it on season pass, but I think it makes sense to do this right now. So let's talk about the Toronto-Cincinnati starting 11s. Let's get that out of the way. Starting 11 for TFC. In goal, Sean Johnson. The back three is Sigurd Råstedt, Kevin Long, Cozy Thompson. Midfield 5, Raul Petretta, Davy Flores, Lorenzo Insigne, Alonso Coelho, Federico Bernardeschi, Theo Corbianu, Ulla Brynhildsen up top for TFC. For FC Cincinnati, we have Roman Celentano in goal. The back 5, DeAndre Yedlin, Teenage Hadebi, Miles Robinson. We have Gilberto Flores and Brad Smith, the back 5. The midfield 3, Evander, Brian Anunga, and Pavel Bucha, and the front 2 of Gerardo Valenzuela and Kevin Denke. Good. But those are the starting 11s for the TFC match. Do you believe? I believe, Daryl. I believe the Leafs will come out flying tonight. I believe it. I believe. Do I believe in TFC winning tonight? No, you don't care. I don't know how much you care about that. You're here for the Leafs. I believe the Leafs will win tonight. I believe they'll come out flying. I believe they'll step up. I believe that the games in Florida, they were sick as a dog, and Florida outskated them. I believe tonight will be different. I believe the Leafs will come out tonight with a 3-2 series lead. I do mean it. I do mean it. Leafs in 6. You know what? With the performance I think they'll put out tonight, I think you're right. I believe you're right. I believe I am in. Let me pose the question to you. Well, is it gimmick infringement? I don't know. I don't care. Are you in? I'm in. I believe. I don't believe in TFC right now, but it's Cincinnati. But the Leafs, yes. That's what really matters tonight. But the Leafs had to play, or TFC had to play tonight too. So, well, we have to talk about that too. Do I like it? Maybe, but good. You believe. Good. Do I like the TFC is playing tonight? No. Would I be surprised if the stadium's empty? No. People would rather go to the Leafs game and the Blue Jays game. And the Toronto Scepters as well, the PWHL as well. There's a playoff game for them as well at the Marlies Arena. The Coca-Cola Coliseum. Yeah. That's the only name that changed that I'll say as the current name, because Shit, I'm drinking a Mountain Dew right now. If you watch a lot of my streams, well, I do drink more Coca-Cola anyway, so I'll say that name. I'll still say Air Canada Center. I'll still say Sky Dome, but I'll say Coca-Cola Coliseum. Hell, I still say Scott Trade Center when it comes to the Blues Arena. But that's by the by. Either way, NFL schedule release is in an hour. Yep. Even though they've kind of leaked like what? I don't know how many games. They've leaked a lot of games already. The holidays and such. The freaking Steelers are playing in Ireland against the Minnesota Vikings, which cool. That would honestly be cool to go to. But either way, I will not be in Ireland. I'll be watching Game 4 of the Steelers season from my house. Well, not this. Wherever I am, I'll be watching Steelers Week 4 from wherever I am. How about that? Won't be here, but I won't be in Ireland either. Broncos going to London. Yeah, I think we knew that. I think so. Either way, here we go. Got ESPN Plus on the computer. I got Apple TV for MLS on the MLS on the TV. Okay, this might take too long. Either way. Oh, there we go. He's the announcer tonight. Sean McDonough's the announcer tonight. Oh. Huh. Weird. Figured. Oh. Well, that makes sense. Hold on. That makes sense. Give me a second. I have time. We got it. We got it. Okay. That was easier than I expected. Who on the leaves is out? I just clicked the damn YouTube TV logo, click the YouTube TV account, and there it is. All right. Thought I would have to put in the damn. I guess it's already logged in on the computer. Okay, fine. We're back. We're back. Robinson looks like he's back in the lineup. Yep. Toronto FC are playing both as well. Well, he plays for the Giants, so he's rooting on them. Well, they're winning anyway. Oklahoma won last night. Talk about basketball, I really could care less. But, yeah, Robertson looks like he's back in the lineup. Yeah, he's skating, so. Looks like Kampf is in, too. It looks like Yarncroke is out. I think he's been pulled. Oh, that makes sense because the computer's logged into. Okay. So that's why, because the computer it's Chrome. It's already logged into that account. I got it. Okay. Got it. I think I just figured it out. That's why it was so easy to get my ESPN Plus connected back to YouTube TV on the computer. It's because the computer is, I'm using Chrome. It's logged in to YouTube TV. It's logged into Google account that uses YouTube TV. Got it. All right. That's why it was so easy. It was like, huh. Because I had to get out of the StreamYard for 5 seconds so I could click the agree. Was this you signing in? And then it was just instantly to ESPN Plus after I click YouTube TV, then click the account that used it. And I'm like, huh, I thought I would have to put in the password and then I didn't, which is weird. Then I'm like, oh, I'm using Chrome, so that makes sense. That makes sense. Which players are missing for the Leafs tonight? It looks like Yarncroke's out for Robertson. Oh, here we go. Leaf story. Maybe they'll have the lines here. Nope, they won't. Weird. Yep, Robertson and Kampf are in for the Leafs tonight. Holmberg and Yarncroke are out. Holmberg, Yarncroke have been pulled. Robertson and Kampf are in for the Leafs. There it is. How did AC Milan lose? They did. They lost. That's how. Here we go. Sure, the game should have been on by now. Puck drop should be about 6:10. TFC starts at 6:30. So there's a little bit of but by the time TFC kicks off, 10 or 20 minutes of the Florida-Toronto game's down. By the way, I have the shirt over there. I'll put on the shirt when the TFC game is over, if there's anything left of the Leafs game. Worst comes to worst, I just wear the shirt for the review, but it's right there. No. A reverse sweep is you win 3, then you lose 4 in a row. You could say it's a reverse gentleman sweep. I guess. Reverse gentleman sweep, I guess. Maybe. You give somebody a win. At least we won 6 playoff games. You joke, but that's kind of hey, the Leafs won 6 playoff games for the first time since 2004. We're so down bad that probably might be the cope. Hell, even I may say that if we get knocked out and we lose in 6. If we lose in 7, then we won 7 playoff games, which is the best we've done since 2002. So the best I've ever seen them do is 7 playoff wins. So as a fan, of course, I've been alive since. There were a couple of years there where I wasn't a fan, but I was alive because I wasn't paying attention and didn't really know hockey. I was just a baby. I was just a little baby toddler, there you go. 2004 was the first year I was a fan. That was the best they've ever done until this year. This is a tie. So far, we're tied with 21 years ago with 6 playoff wins. If we win tonight or game 6 and we go to 7 but lose in 7, we'll have 7, which would be the best I've ever seen them do. That would be the most curled monkey's paw shit. Be like, I want to see the Leafs be different than any other Leafs team I've ever watched. 7 playoff wins. It's different, right? You got to see them do something they never did and then proceed to get eliminated. That's the cope. Anthems are going, yep. If the Panthers win, it's pretty much over. Yeah, I agree. This is a must win. If the last 2 games weren't must wins, this is. I feel like game 4 was damn near a must win. Game 3, really regret them missing out on that after what happened game 4. But this, if those 2, which I think those were kind of must wins, those were pretty much must wins, but you could kind of get away without getting them. This is a must win. Game 5 is a must win for the Leafs. Honestly, it's not even a must win for the Panthers. Game 6 would be the must win, no matter what happens. Because if Toronto wins tonight and Florida doesn't win game 6, their series is over. Their season is over. If Florida wins tonight, but they don't win game 6, game 7, anything can happen. If Florida wins tonight, they win game 6, the Leafs are done. It's that simple. If the Florida Panthers lose tonight, but they win game 6, game 7, anything can happen. Do or die for both teams. Honestly, all 3 of these games in some way, shape, or form are do or die for either team. 5, 6, and 7. The Leafs don't do tonight. I don't think they'll do it in Florida. They may win in Florida if they win tonight. That's possible. They ain't winning in Florida if they don't win tonight. Because they're cursed. Also, they normally send Wes McCauley out there for game 7. So that helps. That helps. And here comes the first face-off of game 5. No in history, Leafs never win game 7. But this team is different. You're probably right, though. Anything can happen, though. Boqvist, Barkov, Reinhart, the first line for the Panthers. Pacioretty, Verhaeghe, Bennett, Tkachuk. The second line for the Panthers. Luostarinen, Lundell, Marchand, the third line, which is what they started with. Greer, Nosek, Gadjevich, the fourth line. Going into the zone for the Panthers. Forsling, Ekblad, shot on and blocked. Leafs throw it in. Mikkola, Jones throws it on. Woll has it at the crease, or the trapezoid. Schmidt, Kulikov, the third pair. Sturm, Rodriguez, and Samoskevich, the 3 scratches for the Panthers. They're notable scratches. First line, Nyes, Matthews, Marner for the Leafs. We got second line of Pacioretty, Tavares, Nylander. Here comes the Matthews line, by the way, going down into the offensive zone. Spins around Lawton, Camp, Florence, the third line. The fourth line, McMahon, Domi, Robertson. And then our defenders, McCabe, Tanev. Around the wall, Riley, Carlo, and Benoit, Ekman, Larson. Woll for the Leafs, Bobrovsky for the Panthers in goal. Drop down. Stoller's a scratch for the Leafs. Yarncrook and Holmberg scratches for the Leafs as well. Stoller's was skating before Game 5, though, but nobody thought he was going to play. Going forward, Marner or Lorentz. I can still get confused by 19, but not 16. Throws it in. Dumps it behind the net. Kampf chasing it. Lorentz throws it to the point. Benoit behind the net. Ekman Larson throws it back in. Goes behind the net for the Panthers. 17:50 to go in the first period. It's different every year. Nothing happens. Man, Pacharo loves just basically being like, but Leafs fans always say it's different. I know how you are. He's not wrong, though. Kulikov. But seriously, though, this year is different. Throws it on net. So far, the Leafs are playing. Riley threw it on and blocked away. Goes behind the net for Woll. Woll does get it cleared. A little bit scary, but for a while, he did get it clear. Leafs, bad steal. Bad allowing a steal for the Leafs to the Panthers. Shot blocked. Riley behind the net. It was him versus two Panthers. He pretty much just had to put that perfect line of a pass. Shot blocked. 0-0 for Leafs Panthers. Behind the net. McMahon throws it back behind the net. Riley throws it on to center. Jones will pick it. And the Florida Panthers can pick it again. Oh, nice. Puck battle at the wall. Throws it out. McCabe goes behind the net for a while. Leafs do have it. Oh, I was worried a bit for a second there. Pacioretty onside. Throws it on to Bobrovsky. He'll cover and he'll clear. Well, he didn't cover it yet. 16 minutes to go the first period. Woll. He took it himself as the Leafs player was skating into the trapezoid. Yeah, I respect that. Pray for your team. I respect that. Matthews loses the puck. Bennett. Barkov. Reinhart. Yeah, Reinhart. I saw the T, but I like that. NYCFC prayer service, I like that. 15 minutes down the first period. 6:17. Okay. Most of this first period might be over by the time the TFC game starts. Plays on. It might. Offside. Neutral zone face-off. 15-12. Craig Berube, 9th season as NHL head coach. He won the Stanley Cup with St. Louis in 2019, which was pretty fun to watch. 2 Leaf Series wins since 2004. Their last conference final appearance was 2002. Their last appearance in the Stanley Cup was 1967, where they won. They've never appeared in the Stanley Cup since 1967. They've appeared in conference finals. One time against Buffalo and lost. They lost to Buffalo once, Stanley Cup or conference final. I know, crazy. Shot off a body. The Leafs get lucky there. Lawton throws it on. Lorentz, Kulikov skates around the net. The Leafs get a bit lucky there. Bennett. And the Leafs steal it. Lawton. Scott Lawton. Nope. Not what you wanted if you're a Leaf. Idea sort of worked. Domi. McCabe. Throws it on. Shot by Domi. Blocked. 14-23. One shot each team. How we doing, Dylan? You good after last night? Man, I thought Winnipeg actually played sort of well. I think it sucks they lost, honestly. I was actually watching the Dallas-Winnipeg game last night because, well, I had nothing else to do besides make the stream for tonight and all that, but I had nothing else to do, so I did. Yeah, no, I kind of feel like Winnipeg didn't go kind of – the game looked worse for them. Tavares, I think they deserved a bit better. Leafs chasing the puck. Benoit, no icing, really. Interesting. All things considered, just not built for the playoffs. Yeah, I know the feeling. 13-30, I know the feeling. I root for a team who's just like that. Even though they look like they're more built for the playoffs this year, they still look like they're not built for the playoffs. Puck battle at the wall, behind the net, behind Wall's net. Throws it out. 13 minutes. Throws it on. Luostarinen, shot wide. That'll be a defensive zone face-off. 13:02 to go in the first period. Ooh. I mean, Florida's, I think it's been open. The first 7 minutes have been pretty open. I think it's been back and forth. One shot each. I'd say that's pretty fair. TFC game will start about 10 minutes, or at least the season pass showing of it will start 10 minutes. Most of the first half will be during the intermission. Most of it. Oh. With that being said, a little bit. I mean, it's interesting. I know about the A-League. I know things about it. I've watched a couple of games here and there. You think it'd be easier league for me to follow than some of the European leagues, considering how bad my sleep schedule is, but you would think. But not really. Not as much as you would think. 13:02. One shot on goal per team. I lost the NYCFC versus Montreal bet. I'll buy you the Montreal kit. Don't. Well, if we're not taking that microwave down, well, I hope you don't get mad about me setting $100-$200 on fire and putting it on YouTube and saving it for the next 401 derby. I hope you're not mad about that. That's about as good as it is for me. Is an episode of the microwave. There might not be a tinfoil shield. It might just be a field of destruction, which, AKA, that's my, probably my backyard. AKA, my backyard. Throws it on. Plays it forward. Throws it on. Matthews. Ooh, nice. Lol. Eli Manning jersey. I don't want either. Even if it's an Old Miss Eli Manning jersey, which that would just be a double troll, frankly. Playing forward. Here come the Panthers. Shot! Saved by Wolff. Wolff makes the save. All alone were the Panthers. Sam Bennett in front. Shot blocked. Saved by Wolff. Shot into the slot. Verhaeghe. Saved by Wolff. It's going to be a defensive zone face-off. Yep. 3 saves by Wolff. Verhaeghe Skates on, over the net. It was over the net. But, okay, so 2 saves by Wolff. Of course you did enjoy watching the meltdowns. That's what most people's here for. 11:45 to go with the first period. Yay. Yay. At least people enjoy the meltdowns. It's like, duh, that's what like half the people are here for, the meltdowns. 2 passes, more drafts in the net. Stop making plays. Shot. Oh, shit. What are you doing, Pacioretty? That was almost horrible. Ekblad, steal. Go, go, go. Robertson. Shot, save. Bobrovsky. A third breakaway. Over the past 2 games, the Leafs do not score. Pay attention. You get a 2-0 lead. You want to make plays. Fuck the plays. Pound their fucking D. So in game 6, they have nothing left. Wait. Pay attention. Hey, Paul Maurice stole my glasses. Well, not really, but he's wearing glasses that look just like mine. So hey, I'll steal your line. I'll steal your line. I will steal your line. Like the Winnipeg Jets, yeah. Neither of us are having fun. Lamau. Oh, by the way. Shot! Saved by Wolff. 10-11 to go, 0-0. 5 shots to 2, of course. Nobody got the reference. Hey, I think even Florida fans should be happy I made that reference. Man, Robertson missed that breakaway. Shit. We're going to regret that, aren't we? Stop going glove side on Bob. He is not going to be beat glove side. And McMahon freaking high-stick Domi. He high-sticked his old player. Colin Campbell, come on, man. Does that mean we got a penalty on ourselves? Wolves in the zone. Yeah, Bob is too, though. We're not trying either. In front of the net, shot. Clear the damn puck at this point. Clear the puck. Why are we trying to be too cute? Benoit. Icing. Of course. 9:54 to go, the first period. Man, this team's trying to be too cute. We get what we deserve. That's all I'm going to say. We get what we deserve. Whatever happens, we get what we deserve. Comrie needs to start finally for the Jets. Helly's mentality is effed. We've already dropped. Whatever. Oh, get the puck. Nice block. Stay in the frickin' shell, and hope that works. Stupid. Benoit. Dumps it. Neutral zone. 18 shot attempts to 4. Well, that means only, 6 of them been on net? Saved by Wolff. Defensive zone face-off. But he probably won't. 7 shots to 2. So that's like half of them. But let's think about it, though. I get they probably should start Comrie, the Jets, especially on the road. If Winnipeg gets game 5 in Winnipeg, on the road, they should start Comrie. But again, why would you drop a Vezina-winning goalie? I don't think he was that bad yesterday, though. The Blues series was worse. There was a lot of the games where they said Hellebuck allowed a shot on the first one he saw. during the playoffs. That didn't happen last night. So, you know, because he isn't in the zone. Well, that's fair. I will say, though, when it comes to Hellebuck, it's funny. Well, I don't know about funny, but it's definitely crazy how they had that stat where there's a lot of the playoffs, he's allowed the first goal on the first shot he saw. Like the first shot on net. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. .629. 9:19 left of the first period. Matthews this series, 14 shots, 11 scoring chances, 3 assists, 0 goals. Hellebuck's been okay this series, I agree, but okay is not good enough. I can understand that. Never is. Not during the playoffs, the NHL, no. Here we go. TFC. There it is. All right, TFC is about to start, by the way, so do that what you will. 10 games played, the second round for Austin Matthews. 0 goals. Fat 0. Well, I don't know who. For me, it'd be a Pete Alonso jersey because I like Pete Alonso. Black Mets jersey, by the way. I don't have the black alternate, but I have a black hat, so. Pete Alonso. 9:19. I don't know about him. But isn't all Toronto sports teams playing at home today? Jays, Leafs, TFC, Scepters, yes. Yes, they are. Let's not forget the Toronto Scepters, the PWHL. Plays it. Oh, nice stick check. Saved by Wolff. Defense's zone face-off, 9 minutes to go. 0-0. I mean, I like the Leafs' performance so far. Cincinnati versus Toronto. And it's getting a bit chippy. Martian. TFC walking into the stadium. Their kickoff should be about 6:38. So that's most of the first half. Cincinnati wearing their white, Toronto wearing their red. 9 minutes to go the first period. Just looking for Polar Bear 1, kind of like it. 20 shot attempts to 4. Toronto's been hemmed in for the past couple of minutes to their zone. Start 11, Johnson, Petretta, Rolstead, Long, Thompson, Flores, Insigne, Coelho, Corbianu, Brynhildsen, Bernadeschi for Toronto tonight. TFC, that might being said. Yep. Shot. Wide. Plays it on. Shot. Save behind the net. Florida still has it. Are you kidding me? Throws it on. Good. Just go, Nyes. Just go. Goal. Celentano, Smith, Evander. Wow. Denke, Valenzuela up top. Again, Celentano, Hidebi, Robinson, Flores, Smith, Anunga, Bucha, Yedlin, Evander, Denke, Valenzuela. Leafs going forward. 8:07. Go with that? Yeah. Like, I like the Mets. Why would I want a Montreal jersey over the New York Mets? Especially like a black Mets jersey that I don't have. Shot! Oh, what a save by Wolff. Just lands in front of the net. Tavares. Pacioretty. Okay, Domi. That pass was kind of like, well. Shot! No. Leafs do have the offensive zone. Carlo throws it all behind the net. And it goes wide. And teams are walking out. Well, they were as they were showing the 11s. They're just now showing the clip. Toronto wearing red. Cincinnati wearing white. They're cream with orange. Oh, just go get the puck and slap it at this point. The Leafs are starting to get out of their own zone. For a while, they were hemmed in. Robertson tries to stick check or body check the puck away, but McCabe throws it forward. 6:43 to go. First period. 0-0. 9 shots to 3. Throws it down. Kampf. Shot! Benoit! What a save by Bobrovsky. Dude. At this point, I can't even get mad. That was the Leafs' 4th shot. Oh. Should have picked that, but okay. Into the point. Shot! Off the wall. Back to the high slot. Seth Jones. Seth Jones with a shot. Saved by Wall. 6 minutes to go. 0-0, 10 shots to 3. Simone Benoit had a shot saved by... Dude, they're really putting it right at Bobrovsky, though. Like, what can you do? Oh, he went wide. 6 minutes. At least Wall's here to save us. We said that last game. What happened? It might not matter. We really have to get... This isn't as bad as Game 5. I'll say that much. This is better than Game 5. Barkov's the only Panther over 50% during the playoffs winning face-off. 59% on face-off wins for Sasha Barkov during the playoffs. The rest of the team, they don't have it. 550, but he is a Selke nominee, so makes sense. That's more defensive, but face-offs do matter defensively. Throws it on. Shot. Behind the net. Saved by Wall. Goes behind the net. Game's about to kick off. 5:29 for TFC. 5:29 to go. First period. Shot. Goal for the Panthers. And they open the scoring. And it's Aaron Ekblad. 1-0. Shit. 5:22 left first period. And there it is. Game 4. Yeah, whatever. And there it is. And that's going to be probably the game winner. Reinhart dumps it down, throws it on. Throws it on. Ekblad in front. Threw it to Ekblad and into the net. Aaron Ekblad scores. Face off. Oh, Lord. Leafs are crap in their own zone. That was coming. Don't worry, TFC will win. Frankly, I don't give a shit about that. I don't want them to win tonight. I'd rather it be the other way. I want them to get stomped so the Leafs could win. If one of them has to win, I'd rather it be the Leafs. But you're right. TFC will freaking troll me. TFC will troll me and be like, oh, you wanted 2 wins. Well, you at least get 1, but it's us. I don't want you to win right now, frankly. Unless both of you win. It's in Toronto! Why would Toronto cheer for a Florida goal? I mean, it's a quiet barn anyway. It's full of freaking suits, but it's Toronto. You think they're going to cheer for a Florida goal? Wow, you're out of your mind. I know you like to piss me off, but shot. Off of Bobrovsky, 4:53. What in the world's wrong with the Capitals? They're frauds. They always were frauds. That's what's wrong with them. Oh, and dangles it and loses it because offside. Oh, so that is offside. All right. Let me get the goal. Ekblad, assist by Reinhart and Boakvist. That is 14:38 through the period. 1-0 Florida. All right. 442. Cincinnati has a 40.5% winning probability. Toronto has 31.4. Did they just give up? I'm not going to say they gave up, but they definitely, Florida's outplaying them. Marufo is the referee tonight for the TFC game. Trying to win in Florida to save your season is nuts. Chris Penso's the VAR referee. The Leafs have to win this. NHL playing as the Capitals franchise mode. Well, good for you. I think the Leafs might be screwed. I think they might be screwed unless, I don't know. I think they might be screwed. I don't know if they gave up, but they certainly don't look like they're giving a shit. I thought they had a better performance so far, but when you get hemmed in your own zone for most of the period, at least you did give up 4 power plays. 4:42 to go first period. TFC about to kick off. Here we go. And here we go. Neutral zone face-off for the Leafs. Bogvist 1-28 with 5v5 with Barkov and Reinhart this season so far till tonight. That's out for a throw-in for Cincinnati instantly. Do you think the Hurricanes are easier team for the Panthers than Leafs? Yes, but probably the Panthers at this point because the Leafs aren't winning shit. Covered by Wolff. Defensive zone face-off. Throw in for Cincinnati. 4:33, 1-0 Florida. Headed down. Like so. Do that what you will. Don't sleep on the Hurricanes. I still think Florida and Toronto are better than both of them. Are both better than the Hurricanes. They're not a bad team, but Toronto and Florida are both better. But at this point, maybe Toronto would get owned by the Hurricanes anyway. So what could I do? Throw in for Carolina or Cincinnati. My bad. Cincinnati, 105 through the game at BMO Field. 4:33 to go. Face-off. Won by the Leafs. Not good enough to get it out of their own zone. Florida still jumps on it. 31 shot attempts to 8. The fact it's 1 goal against, honestly, playing forward. Probably better off than you should be. 14 shots to 4. 1-0 Florida. Toronto has 4 shots. 4:06. It's out for a throw-in for Cincinnati, so they're just going to spam throw-ins. Set up throw-ins and spam them tonight. Well, yeah, that's true. Problem is, at this point, what can you do but play with no intensity because they're not going... Domi gets a freaking piece. He gets fined. 5 in a game as well, but didn't matter. It was like 30 seconds to go. Bad giveaway. Good job, Kampf. Benoit throws it in to behind the net where the Panthers get it. Leafs have it at center. Riley. Goals allowed off the rush, games 1 and 2. Florida had 4 allowed off the rush. They've allowed 0 off the rush, games 3 and 4 and 5 because TFC playing forward. They just had a chance, Robertson and Benoit, and no goals off the rush. How about Toronto? Petretta, back heel. Coelho, Leafs, trying to throw it out of the zone. They do. Probably be an icing. Yep, icing. TFC playing forward, 3 minutes in, 0-0. They're due for a cup. The Leafs, yeah, but they'll probably never win it. At least not this year. Florida already got one. Now, if you talk about Edmonton, you know what? If it ain't Toronto, I prefer it to be Edmonton at this point. Well, what's about to happen? What's playing out? I prefer it to be Edmonton. 2:56. 8 skaters with 8 points. 8+ points this postseason for the Panthers. Save. Wide. I mean, it's hard to beat a team who has a team with 8+ points with 8+ skaters. The Leafs do not have that because, well, Matthews and Marner suck. Or they don't try. Throw in for Cincinnati, 234. Just keep it at 1-0. And they probably won't. 1-0 through 1, I could live with that. But it may just be like game 4. And that's a strip puck. Yeah, no, I could see that. They were also very much closer than Toronto has been. Multiple times since 67. Well, they won it before 93. Since 67. But since 1993, Montreal's been closer than Toronto. 143. And there's a penalty. There's a stoppage of play. Playing forward 5th minute. Because we suck. That's why. They lose in overtime because they lost in overtime. And we are going to pay for that for the rest of the series. Marchand's going to the box, I think. Leafs are going to the power play for a trip. Lundell. Yeah, I mean, Lusterinen. Oh, he tripped him. Lundell gets called for tripping. Here we go. 5:44, 1:43 on the power play. The Leafs have a power play through the start of the second period. Can they get some off the power play? That would be good. Throws it on! That'll get cleared out. Lundell gets called for the trip. Leafs power play is 25% this postseason, 2 for 15 this series. So, Tavares. More likely they don't score on the power play than they do. Throws it on. Tavares. Matthews. Horrible pass. Here come the Panthers. 1:25 left on the power play. Corbianu comes in to cross the ball. Marner, 1:19 with 1 minute to go in the first period. Only about 15 seconds of the power play after the intermission. So, really, you got to capitalize now, if anything. Tavares on the wall. Shot, throws it on! Behind the net! Still behind the net. Domi, Matthews. Domi loses the puck. 20 seconds left in the period. Tavares throws behind the net. 10 seconds. 7 minutes, 0-0 for the TFC game. Wolff. And that's the end of the first period. 1-0. Florida. Power play was okay. It was still nothing. Niles was close. Yep. 8-10, 0-0 between Toronto and Cincinnati. Now we could focus. Toronto hasn't been playing so badly. 1-0 after 1 for the Panthers. That was a great save from Bob. Yep, and we missed it because we suck. 17 seconds left on the power play going into the second period for the Leafs. It's not going to go their way, I can tell you that much right now. That was a horrible. Yes, it is. It's going to give me nightmares. It already is. It already is. And it certainly will even more if they lose this series with 4 straight losses. They are lost. Yep. Florida freaking beat us into submission. That's about as much as I could say. Florida has beat the Leafs into submission. That's pretty much all you could say. 10th minute. That's about as much as you could say. That's exactly what's happened. Florida's finally beat the Leafs into submission. They're playing intimidated. Yep. Yep, you're right. They are. They're playing intimidated. No urgency at all. Because they've been beaten into submission. Because Colin Campbell won't. Well, just keep calling George Peros to say, don't suspend our guys. George Peros is an idiot who's still mad about getting his head bounced off the ice by Colton Orr. So he still holds a vendetta against the Leafs. And Colin Campbell's a punk. So, of course. Yeah, why was Domi out there instead of Nylander on the power play? Goal kick for Sean Johnson. And Petretta's down hurt. 10 minutes, 0-0. You know what? Yeah. I'd be totally fine playing the rest of the game with 11 forwards because Berube ripped somebody's arms off at intermission. That works for me. That works for me. Orlando lead 1-0. Good for them. Not a good look. Florida's penalty kill's too tight to allow 20 passes before a shot. I agree with that. That I agree with. "12 minutes. For the love of God, change power play. They're frauds. That's what happened. Huh? It's a watch-along. Rory? "13 minutes for the..." You know, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. 13:05, 0-0. Toronto's actually played pretty well, TFC-wise, over the first 13 minutes of the game. They've been solid. TFC. Leafs, They got hemmed in their own zone for a lot of their first period. They got scored on. Luckily, it's only 1-0. Their power play was horrible. Good. Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. Matthews had a horrible giveaway on the power play. It's just, no. You envision a worst-case scenario, convince yourself you're just being paranoid, and watch the exact scenario you were worried about play out. Corner for Cincinnati, and look how empty the south end is. Free kick for TFC, defensive zone, or goal kick, free kick. But Benoit on the power play. There, I said it. Austin Azar, Connor Hellebuck. Major League, though. I mean, come on. Can't forget Major League. Playing forward, TFC. So we'll focus on the rest. We're good there. 1-0 Florida after 1. Can the Leafs wake up at intermission? They got to stop getting hemmed in their own zone. They have to take the shot that they get. A big bounce around that led to the Ekblad goal. Mr. Roid Rage himself. Mr. Roid Rage scored. Why can't the Maple Leafs make their fan base happy? Because they only care about the money they get paid for people being absolute masochists. The Maple Leafs make a lot of money because of the masochistic fan base they have, including me. We have problems. I don't know what to tell you. We have problems. I don't know what to tell you. We're a bunch of masochists. That's about as much as you could say. Reeves, where are you? Well, he sucks at hockey. So at this point, run Bobrovsky? He should play game 6 to run Bobrovsky and hope he misses game 6 and 7 and we win both like that. We may have to do it. At this point, maybe we should run Bobrovsky. Hey, they ran our goalie and basically started winning because of it. Let's run theirs. Vanacek isn't as good. Our lucky still will be. With that being said, if we lose game 6, throw Reeves in there to run Bobrovsky. That's basically our only chance. At this point. Stop going glove side on Bob. That's stupid. Shaba Denke, goal! Kevin Denke scores. Of course, Toronto FC gets scored on against the run of play. Good. Good job, Kevin Denke, with a goal. That was a really good goal, though. TFC, we're actually playing pretty well. Still got scored on first. Hopefully that means the universe smiles on the Leafs. Thank you, Kevin Denke, for your sacrifice. And Denke just takes a shot inside a window and just goes top bins. Okay. That was a pretty good goal. Like, I can't even get mad at that. That was just class. That was class. Class. Speaking of, that was the 18th minute. That's 0-1. Cincinnati has the lead. Kevin Denke runs through the defense, curls it inside of a window. Beautiful goal. Can we at least let the Leafs score then? Universe? Can we at least let the Leafs take the lead now, Universe? TFC ain't coming back from that. And TFC, I thought, had a pretty good start to the game. They pushed the ball forward. They kept it in the front or the Cincinnati side of the field. And Cincinnati started to go into the game. But Toronto started pretty well for like the first 10-something minutes. Other than that, Kobe Franklin's coming in for Raul Petretta. Yeah, I could have told you that was going to happen for free. PK Subban is practically begging for the Leafs to show any signs of life at this point. Kind of funny. Come on, TFC. If a TFC loss means the Leafs win, I will take a TFC loss any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Especially right now. But if you are, well, honestly, in both cases, go to the net! How about that? You happy? He's right, though. I agree. I'm not disagreeing. I agree with PK after reading what he had to say because I have no headphones. But I agree. Begging to show signs of life. Yeah, that'd be good. It's game 5. It's a must-win for the Leafs. TFC, could this be a must-win? Do with that what you will. But so be it. 5:01. Hey, at least the way TFC is going, I could just do a quick portion of the video about them. And leave that alone when it comes to the double. Do a little bit and then be done with it. Focus mostly on the Leafs. But we'll see what happens. Header on! Over the bar. He's right, though. Yep. 4:34 to the start of the second period. Can the Leafs wake up? "21 minutes. Florida's retaping their sticks. Or is that just B-roll? "21 minutes, 1-0 Cincinnati. Can they fight back or do you think it's over?" Do you want... I don't know. I mean, both the sides of my brain are starting to, fight. There's a part of my brain that thinks they can fight back, but they have to fight back in 3 minutes. Like, they have to start fighting back right now. But there's a part of my brain that's like, yep, we should have won game 3. Losing game 4 was really bad. I said it was going to be hard to win 2 out of 3 against Florida. We could have got 1. We could have got 1 out of 3. It was the 2 out of 3 that was like, I don't know, man. And the worst case scenario seems to be forming. Excuse me. It's starting to, I don't know, man. Well, no. Florida has enforcers that don't get handcuffed because Colin Campbell should never be in the Hall of Fame. Colin Campbell lets them And also the fact George Peros has a freaking vendetta against the Leafs. But even without that, the Florida Panthers still get the benefit of the doubt. Colin Campbell shot over the bar for TFC. Colin Campbell is scum. George Peros honestly is too. You put them both together, yeah, Florida's enforcers aren't handcuffed, especially against the Leafs. They at least gave a suspension during the Tampa series because Tampa's not hated as much as the Leafs, even though they do wear blue and white, stole our colors. With that being said, it depends on who you are when it comes to handcuffed enforcers and tough play, what they let slide and what they let don't. It depends on who. Yeah, no, the reason he hates the Leafs, though, is because he got his head bounced off the ice by Colton Orr, which I saw that fight live. And I won't, and you know what? I'll admit it. Every time George Peros underpunishes somebody who hurts a Leaf or overpunishes a Leaf, I at least watch that clip of Colton Orr bouncing his head off the ice 30 times in a row. But I watched that play live. I watched that fight live. And I watched that clip at least 30 times in a row. Every time George Peros underpunishes a player who committed a suspendable offense against a Leaf or oversuspends a Leaf. I've at least watched that clip at least 60 times. Well, no, 90 times over the past week since this series started. And it just gets more schadenfreude every time. $26 minute. It's more of a take that, you bastard sort of rewatch than either way. Watching that play 30 times in a row after a Leaf gets oversuspended or the opposition gets undersuspended, it's more of a take that, you bastard type of moment. You know? It's more of that. It's more of a, I'm angry, so let's watch the bastard who hates us for this exact reason I'm watching. Watch him get bounced off the ice over and over and over and over again. And if I laugh, I laugh. I'm not saying I laugh every time, but sometimes I maniacally laugh. Just had the most archy dream during a nap I took. It's hard to explain, but there was a lot of stuff from my real life. Somehow my brain turned it to a little film. I was the main character. Those are awesome. 25-0 for the Florida Panthers under Paul Maurice after leading after any period. Oh, yeah, no, we're screwed. Here's a shot! Wide. Leafs get the puck back. Shot on! Blocked, of course. Even the surprise ones get blocked by Bobrovsky at this point. Oh, Lord. Playing forward. Behind the net. Bobrovsky. Run him! Oh, it wasn't trapezoid. You're going to get a goalie interference penalty. You know, is it worth it at this point? It's only 2 minutes. Is it worth it at this point? I don't know. Throws behind the net. Is it worth it at this point? Playing forward, 28th minute. We're into the second period. I feel like it may be worth it. I don't know. Off the post again. Well, at least you got a dividend. 93 cents is crazy, but at least you got a dividend. I mean, it's also comparative to how much you own. Corner for TFC, 28th minute, 1-0, 14 shots, 7. Leafs Panthers killed off that. Oh, it was off the post. Okay, I got it. Yep. No, it wasn't really Bobrovsky. Maybe a little bit, but what's the score? 1-0. 1-0 for Cincinnati, 1-0 for Florida. Be nice if we could start scoring. TFC ain't coming back. Seems like the freaking universe only could give me one win at a time. Doesn't look like TFC will come back. Cross in. Header. Saved by Celentano. Face off. 18:25 left the second period. And the Florida Panthers win the face off. I wonder. Throws it on. Nylander. Okay, he's back. Why was he not on the power play? That's my question. Pacioretty doesn't get the shot. Odd man rush. 3-on-2. Shot. Saved by Wolff. Goes behind the net. Nylander could get it. Goes down center. Throws on to Nylander. Nylander with a shot. Saved. Tavares behind the net. Lusterinen. Oh, Tanev. Come on. Marchand v. Tanev. 17:27 over the bar. Corner for Cincinnati. Evander's going to take. Former Portland Timber Evander. Covered by Wolff. That'll be a defensive zone face-off. 17-17 through the first period or second period. 15 shots to 8. Corner. Header off the post. Off the crossbar, I should say. 30 minutes. Headed on. Seconds look better in the first. I'll say that much. I agree. Don't get hemmed in. That would really help. What would really help is not get hemmed in. Not getting hemmed into your own zone. That would really help. Cross in. Wolff behind the net. How about you get it, then you push it. We're really losing puck battles. We were really good at the puck battles throughout the first two games, and then, hell, even most of the third. Now we're starting to lose a lot of puck battles. Where was the fight? Like, where is the fight? Like, where is the fight gone? Throws it in, shot, save. Like, where is the fight gone? Well, I've been watching the same series as you. Shot, wide. The fact the Florida Panthers have beaten the Leafs to submission, that's pretty much where we are at this point. Rings around the boards. Puck battle at the half wall. And the Panthers get it. Verhaeghe dumps it. And now we're starting to get hemmed in our own zone. 1 minute of zone time about to be for the Panthers. 32nd minute. Still 1-0 TFC. Or 1-0 Cincinnati against TFC. 1-0 Florida. That'll be a defensive zone face-off for the Florida Panthers. Here we go. Well, good for you. Bill Belichick going to succeed at college. At this point, it sounds like he might not even be able to coach week 1 at this point. 32nd minute. TFC going forward. They haven't played so badly, though. I'll say that much. They've played solidly. It's just they're playing Cincinnati. But do that what you will. Face off. Leafs win the draw. Nope. It's like every time we win the draw. Nope. Retake, drop it. Then the Panthers win. It's like wild. Cincinnati playing forward. Throws it on. Nothing there. Shot. Wolff covers. Another defensive zone face-off, 16-13 through the second period. 33rd minute for the TFC game. 1-0 for Cincinnati. So it's not going well either way right now. Wolff saves it. Wolff's had a really good game. Everybody else hasn't, just like game 4. Matthew Tkachuk, 8 points this postseason, 22 last postseason for the Florida Panthers. Referee's talking to Kobe Franklin right now. Goal kick, looks like. Face off. And Florida wins the draw. Tkachuk throws it down the center. Past the blue line. Behind the net. Sure that wasn't offside? Throws it on. Leafs finally get out of their own zone. Goal kick for Sean Johnson. Lawton. $15.53. And Lawton's getting, it was an offside call. Leafs have not scored in 4 periods now and counting. Does Fraser not believe in Monlouis? I think he got hurt. Or he was hurt for a while. Lawton's going back to the bench, so that's good news. Jones and Bennett gooning it up on Lawton, so that's not good. And that's not a power play. Okay, whatever. Well, it doesn't matter. We won't do anything on the power play anyway, even if we got one, so it doesn't matter at all. He is on the bench. Oh, so he's on the bench. So he's not injured anymore. I mean, without Gomes, you might as well play Monlouis. I'd play him. I think he's pretty damn good. I think he's awesome. Neutral zone face-off. They're going to pull him out of the face-off. Stefanovic coming on for Kobe Franklin. Speaking of Monlouis, Stefanovic comes on for Kobe Franklin. Ain't that something? 35th minute. 15 minutes left of the second period. Good steal for Toronto. Florida can pick it up. Nylander started chasing it. Almost got there, too. Steal for the Leafs. Here they go. Tavares. Tavares has it. Shot! Save Bobrovsky. And actually, TFC always bottle it. Well, actually, overtime, game 3, 1, 2, 3, game 4, 1, game 5, and so far 2, actually 6. Well, 5.5. 5 plus. 5 plus periods. Actually. You're undercounting. You're undercounting. They didn't score in overtime, obviously. 1, 2, 3, game 4, game 5 first. Almost halfway through the second. That's 5.5 at least. And it might become 6. We're in danger of becoming 6. And if that happens, we probably are losing this game. Celentano rolls it forward. Barkov versus Matthews on the draw. Offensive zone. And the Leafs actually win the draw. That's like the first time in a while. Matthews behind the net. Has the puck. And loses it, of course. Is that your injury, or is that just the Florida Panthers being the Florida Panthers? Or do you just suck? 14:54. 37 minutes for the TFC game, 1-0. Barkov, 2-time Selke winner. And he's probably going, I don't know about win it this year, but he's a nominee. Throws it on, saved by Bobrovsky. Offensive zone face-off. Already 2 substitutions. We have horrible physios. If I was the coach, that'd be the first thing I'd deal with is the physios. Well, sadly enough, I don't know how, but I mean, TFC or the Leafs are putting on pressure when they can. They also get hemmed in their own zone. 14:38, second period. 4:38 away from halfway through the hockey game. Nylander 0-3 on breakaways this postseason. Wow. I thought he'd be better. I thought he was better than that. This series, hell, even this series, I thought he would have got one early in game 1 or 2, but maybe my definition of breakaway is different than ESPN's. Throw in for Cincinnati. Maybe my Covered by Wolff. Defensive zone faceoff. Fair point. 38th minute. 14-20. First big TV timeout in between halftime and the second half of the second period. I'm definitely going to but Apple TV. Why is Spicer getting so little minutes? I have no idea. Why? I don't understand why he's not getting any. Just like I don't understand how Monlouis not getting any. I would definitely be playing them a lot more. I think Spicer's better than Corbianu, frankly. And Corbianu's been getting better recently. But I would say personally that, and that was a horrible bounce. Tripped himself. 13:55. 40th minute. 1-0 Cincinnati. And that's a goal for Florida. And that's a goal. 2-0. And that's probably it. Kulikov with a slap shot goes into the net. Yep, that's game. That's game. It's done. It's done. 2-0 Florida. The Leafs are going to have to dig deep. They're done. They're done. See the attendance for Forge FC. Premier CPL record. Kulikov with a shot, beats Woll over the shoulder, and there it is. Dmitry Kulikov. Well, that's it. That's game. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're as good as done. I'm sorry. If the Leafs somehow come back from 2 down to go to overtime or win 3-2 in 3 periods, I don't know if I'll say that, but yeah, I'll be shocked. This game's over. This game's over. Hell, the series is probably over at this point. 2-0 series lead just to lose to the damn Florida Panthers, man. Going forward, come on, get this breakaway. Get the breakaway. Shot! And save by Bobrovsky. Hope just to smash it away. Hope to smash it away. Great. Lord have mercy. Counts. Are you going to freak out when this series is over? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, no. No. Like the way it went down, yeah. I might freak out tonight. And I'll freak out in game 6. Ah! I'm about to freak out now. Forget it. I'm oh, God, man. I'm tired of this bullshit, man. They're pussies! They are pussies! Actually, no. I don't care if that's... No, they are. This team is still a bunch. Finish the sentence. Thanks for the thoughts, but why do you think I root for the Steelers? I'll leave it at that. Berube can't pick up the hockey stick and play for them. They need to change the core now. Yeah, because it's funny. I was watching Steve Dangle's video when the Raptors won the championship. He said, he said, you can't be like, oh, I like this player. I like this. No. You want to win? You have to make changes. You have to make changes. Austin Matthews is a punk. He should not be wearing the C at the very most. I don't care if he's injured or not. He didn't show up. Marner, he hasn't showed up. If they let Marner walk, okay. Yeah, he had a really good season up until the Florida series. When boys become men, Marner did not look tough. He looked tough all year until he played a team who was tougher than him. If he walks, I'm fine with it. Matthews, send him away. Or at least take the C off him and put on Nice or Tanev. He should not have the C on him for sure. Tavares, question is will he be as good as he was this year? Do you keep him? I say give him a run, but a big hometown discount. You kind of have to do it. Plays it forward, shot behind the net. 19 shots to 14, and we're still down 2-0. Is it a bad time to say this? But score prediction on TFC game. 0-1. They won't score, but they won't allow another goal because they've been playing pretty well besides the one goal against. But I'm going to have 2 losses tonight. Forget a 2-win Wednesday, 2-loss Wednesday. Jesus Christ. This team isn't different. It's a joke. It's still. Berube's tried his hardest. That's the one guy I don't exactly blame. I don't exactly blame Craig Berube. He did his best. His godforsaken best to try to get this pack of losers, this pack of punks, this pack of weaklings to play tough hockey. And until Florida basically beat them into submission, he did! Even against Florida. And then Anthony Stolarz gets his brain bashed in, and George Peros does nothing about it. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Well, TFC, what else is new? You're right. Like, as soon as both home games, the Leafs won the first 2 home games. I guess what? They still have the flu? But as soon as Anthony Stolarz got his head bashed in and then Florida started doing more dirty shit, Florida beat Toronto into submission. That's where we are now. Toronto looks like the Keefe Leafs at this point. They look like Keefe's Leafs. Bobrovsky is woken up. He's not getting beaten. Behind the net, icing. 11:04. 1 minute and 4 away from halfway through the game. There's still time, but it's pretty much done and dusted. I'll tell you that right now. 46-33. Next TV timeout, I'll take a break. If it's within halftime. 34 shot attempts for Austin this series. 2 tonight, 0 goals. I'm sorry. If we moved Austin, you know what? I wouldn't be mad about it if we got a good enough return. Marner, they could let him walk. And it's halftime. 1-0 Cincinnati. 0-1 Cincinnati. 10:58 left of the second period. First half of the game of the Leafs. Wolff plays it behind the net. And the Leafs just can't. Series might as well be over. If the Leafs win 2 in a row, or they come back and win this game and win 6 or 7, I will eat my hat. Either way, if the Leafs somehow win this series, either by winning 2 straight, say Bobrovsky, he covers. Face-off. Offensive zone face-off. And Greer's getting bit tough. Bro, I don't know about you, but 10:23. Oh, they don't take the TV timeout. They just do the picture-in-picture shit. Of course they did. Bobrovsky better than Otter. Bobrovsky's better than Otter. I'm sorry. Face off, offensive zone for the Leafs. Bobrovsky's better than Otter. He is. Shot blocked. Nice. Matthew Nye should be, you know what? Matthew Nyes and Easton Cowan. Well, I don't know about Easton yet, but he looks really good in junior. Build this team around Easton Cowan and Matthew Nyes. And John Tavares and Nylander. Shot. Saved by Wolff. No, it was a goal by Florida. 3-0 Florida. It actually was a goal. 3-0 Florida just halfway through the game. No, we're done. We're done. Wolff gets beat. It might take as long as the Leafs to win a Stanley Cup, so, you know. Is it Boqvist? It was Boqvist. Are you kidding me? 3-0 Florida. Montreal's winning now. Oh, we play them on the weekend, by the way. I don't even know if we talk about a Game 7. I think we're losing 4 straight. Boqvist gets it between Wall and puts it past the post. Boqvist scores. Jesper Boqvist. 3-0 Florida. Yeah, this game's over. We got to win one in Florida, which is what we had to do games 3 and 4, and we didn't do. We've lost 3 straight. Boqvist's first career playoff goal. First goal in 39 games for Jesper Boqvist. Oh, I forgot about those assists. Holy shit. Kulikov, Schmidt, Kachuk. .608 through the period. Yeah, no, we're done. Yeah, this one's done. Jesper Boqvist. The Leafs have to have a freaking absolutely Reinhard Forsling. No, we're losing this series. 10:05 through the period. 3-0. We're done. We are cooked. We're cooked. The Leafs are cooked. Oh, here's the TV timeout. I'll take a break. I'll be back. Okay, we're good. I was like, oh. We're back. Florida's on the power play. We're back. Leafs are cooked. Oilers are Canada's only hope. It's over, Pacharo. It's over. Oh, it's over. There's no way. This game's over. Tonight, it's definitely over. The series, probably. We're done. It's probably over. Wait, what? Okay, maybe we're not the one who gets most embarrassed. Insigne, Bernadeschi, Bennett with a shot. Marchand throws it on. 36 seconds on. So we allowed 3 goals, but no power play. Okay, that makes no sense. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. Leafs are done, though. They might as well be done. We're done. We're done tonight for sure. We've got bodied on our home ice. And their power play is going to be killed. The Florida power play is going to be killed. It's 3-0 Florida, but Toronto kills the penalty. Like that matters. If they want a chance, yeah, they're not going to get it. Oh, look. 2026 World Cup commercials. Yay. But it's cooked. Yep. Yep. Because the Leafs got beaten into submission. That's basically the line. Thank you, George Peros, you rat bastard. Thank you, Colin Campbell, you dirty rat bastard. Thank you. All you dirty rat bastards on the Panthers. All of you. All of you. Their owner, their coach, their fans, their freaking enablers, everybody. They have beaten the Leafs into submission. And the Leafs are going to lose this series with losing 4 straight games because God knows Gary Bettman, speaking of rat bastards, doesn't need a Canadian team or 2 Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup final. And Florida is this freaking play toy right now for some reason. I should have seen this coming. This is why I was afraid of Florida. They're a bunch of rat bastards who are enabled by the league, by anybody around it. They're rat bastards. They are rat bastards. It's not even a joke anymore. And if you think the Leafs are going to win 2 in a row to win this series, God help your soul. You better not bet your house on it. I ain't betting shit on it. I would be happy if they did, but they're not. It would be the wildest shit if the Leafs ended up scoring, winning 2 games in a row after all the shit that they've pulled. It'd be a wonder. It would be a wonder. It would be a wonder. And the Oilers still aren't built that well. They have no defense. But see, that's what happens. But see, that's what happens when you have a team where your stars actually perform. Mitch, Austin, you don't perform. See, their stars actually perform. They get depth scoring, Adam Henrique, but their stars actually perform. What a concept! What a concept. I'm not jealous. And that's 4. That's 4. Do I have to do the rest of this bullshit? Do I? Four goals for the Florida Panthers. And you think they're going to win 2 in a row? You are absolutely dumb. You are the blindest bat I've ever seen in my life. You're blonder than Stevie Wonder. If you think the Leafs are winning 4 in a row. I have more faith in TFC coming back than these bastards. And neither of that will happen, but at least TFC has 2 Italians who don't even try. That might try. Can't believe all these freaking cards just flew out. 4-0 Florida. 3 of their 4 goals by defensemen. Oh, man. Told you they were cooked. I have to freaking review this shit, man. I'm not talking much about TFC unless they come back. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you what exactly happened and then go on with it. Leafs, I'm going to rip them a new asshole. Then I'll do that again on freaking Game 6. 4-0! Honestly, yes. Not tonight. We'll save that for Game 6. I'm going to cry either way. If we somehow come back and win this series, I'm going to cry because they did something I never thought they would do. I'm going to cry if they lose because we got freaking demolished by a team who beat us into submission and the league did nothing about it. I'm going to cry and scream. I hate this league, and this team is the most painful thing. Dude. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. Mikkola scored. I'm not even going to talk much about the goals. I'll say what happened. Lundell Listerinen. Of course! It's the Listerinen Lundell Marchand line. Of course! Of course! $14.01. Man, if TFC comes back, I'll probably be more pissed about it than happy. 4-0 Florida. There is no way. He tried to. They're still punks at heart. See, here's the problem, Rio. Here's the problem. Craig Berube tried. He tried. And he almost got it to work. Then George Peros and Colin Campbell, who should never be in the Hall of Fame, walked in the door and said, hey, we're going to let them knock your heads off your shoulders without punishment. But God help you if you throw a punch 3 seconds left in the game. God help you. God help you. They got the hit called on them and they started acting like the pussies they are. That they were under Sheldon Keefe. Berube tried. He tried. And it almost worked. And it looked like it was going to work through games 1 and 2. But little did they know, Anthony Stoller's got his head knocked off his ass. Well, his neck. Either way, Colin Campbell, you are a rat bastard. George Peros, you are a rat bastard. Gary Bettman, you are a rat bastard. Anybody who plays for the Florida Panthers, you are rat bastards. The owner of the team is certainly a rat bastard. At least he got suspended. Oh, that's even more funny. That's even more funny. The owner of the team got suspended before anybody who's thrown elbows at the heads of a Leaf player. How crazy is that? Wow. Lord have mercy. Because Gary Bettman. Oh, by the way, Craig Simpson, you bootlicker. You want to talk about bootlickers? The whole Sportsnet panel. Craig Simpson, bootlicker. You're a dirty bootlicker. Laughing about, oh, look at this head. Look at this elbow to the head of Mitch Marner. You're a scumbag too, you bootlicker. You want to talk about that? 4-0. Bootlicker. Maybe they could come back. No, they're not. They're not. It's done. Bootlicker. Bootlicker. Sportsnet is a bunch of bootlickers. They even freaking glazed Ottawa, which at least they were a Canadian team. But then Florida comes around and freaking Craig Simpson is freaking glazing. Like, oh, look at this helmet on Marner's head, and he's laughing about it. What the hell, man? Bootlicker. Bieksa's trying to say something. Ron McLean cuts him off. But then again, we knew Ron was a bootlicker when he threw Don Cherry under the bus. We knew that 5 years ago. We knew that about Ron McLean 5 years ago, that he was a bootlicker. But Craig Simpson, bootlicker. Free edge, kinda, sometimes. Bieksa, he tries to talk, but then Ron McLean cuts him off. I hope Edmonton gets the final at this point. Honestly, I hope Carolina stomps out Florida, but if they can't, I hope Edmonton does. I want Edmonton to get revenge for last year. Big ol'! Big ol'! And you know what? I might cover that Stanley Cup final anyway. If it happens to be Edmonton versus Florida. Just you wait. I might do it anyway. Hey, at least you might get me. I might get to do the Ligia final, both legs. Yay, Liga MX fans are so happy. Thank you, Florida. Hey, Liga MX fans, thank Florida. I'll get to do the Ligia final. Thank Florida. You got what you wanted. .303. .253. Man, I hope the Leafs, I know they won't. I know they won't. They will not win Game 6. I'll be live for it tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday night. I'll be live for it. No, I'm not going live for the semifinals. Because I think Game 7 will be on a Sunday, right? Yeah, so even if I wanted to. Either way, 49th minute. The Leafs are not winning Game 6. You can take that to the bank. But if they do, maybe Matthews could pad his stats now. Oh, wouldn't that be so funny? 2-goal game when you lose 4-2. Oh, wouldn't that be so funny? Maybe it'll help him in Game 6. Punk. You know what? Take the C off of Matthews. I don't give a shit anymore. Take the C off of him. I don't care if he's hurt. He is no captain. He is no captain. Take the C off of him. Next year, take the C off of Matthews. Yeah. No, take the C off of him. He ain't no captain. Put it on Matthew Nyes or Chris Tanev. Take it off Matthews. Or put it back on John Tavares, frankly. Either way, take it off of Matthews. Take it off. Take it off. He's no captain. He's no captain. He's no leader. I don't care if he's hurt or not. He's still not a leader. Part of him sucking now is because he's hurt. Part of it is he's no captain, and the weight of the sea is too big for him. Take it off of him. Matthew Nyes is a leader. The way you watch Matthew Nyes play, look at that kid. That kid is a leader. John Tavares is captain material. Chris Tanev is too. Matthews is no captain. No. Take the C off of him. Take the C off of him. So Craig Berube could only get 6 playoff wins. I know he could do more than that. I watch him do it with the Blues. Thank you, Kyle Dubas. Because part of this team is still Kyle Dubas' team. Kyle Dubas still finds ways to fuck us in the afterlife. I mean, Pittsburgh. Which I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a wonderful city. It's good to me. The city of Pittsburgh's been good to me. But Kyle Dubas, has still found ways to fuck this team while being in Pittsburgh. You shit. And Kampf goes down. 1:07 left in the second period. It peaked too early. Oh, well, that just sounds funny. Well, what joke can I make with it peaked too early? What joke could I make with that? And honestly, speaking of things that have been good to me, I love the state of Florida too. It's also been good to me. Fuck the Florida Panthers, though. Then again, they're not Orlando anyway. They're Miami. So, do that what you will. 104. Y'all really are just as bad at math as I am, aren't y'all? 26 shots to 20, and we have no goals. No goals. Pittsburgh is a true sports city, though. Yes, total respect. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Speaking of mediocrity, by the way. The Leafs know the Steelers pretty well, but hey, at least the Leafs have won a playoff round since the Obama administration. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game since the Obama administration. I mean the actual Obama administration, not Joe Biden just being Obama 2.0. Either way, they would still both lose. Playing forward. Lol. Union 1-2 Galaxy. Never mind 2-2. Okay, there it is. I might just crash out tonight, and then I'll crash out game 6. Oh, Lord. Leafs haven't won the cup since Diefenbaker. But at least they won playoff rounds. And the Steelers haven't won the cup since... No, Obama was in office when they won with Mike Tomlin. No, he was. It was 2009. Yeah, Obama was in office. That was the first year of his presidency, though. The last time the Steelers have won a playoff game was the last couple of days of his presidency. Before the first Trump term. But hey, if I know anything, I know how to root for teams who are mediocre in the playoffs. It's the end of the second period, 4-0 Florida. Life finds a way. That's all I'm saying. I have a reason to root for the Steelers. I've always had a soft spot for them anyway, but it just so happens that I have a good reason to bandwagon the Steelers, and especially last year. And it was cool until it wasn't. But I never had problems with the Steelers anyway. Like, I wouldn't bandwagon them if I had a problem with them. Now, if it was the Denver Broncos, no. Pittsburgh, I always liked. I mean, my dad grew up a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but that's not the reason I'm bandwagoning them. It's just kind of funny that was the case. And Arda Okel is sad. Y'all made Kyle Edwards sad. I think that's who he was in WWE. Well, he wasn't walking the earth in 1967, unless you're a Mormon, then. If you're a Protestant or Catholic, no, Jesus wasn't walking the earth in 1967. It might as well be that long, though. You have a point. It might as well be that long. You have a point. I want Inter to win. They won't. It's just like the Man City one. I want Inter to win. I'll be wearing the Italy jersey for that final, but they won't be winning. 2-1. 2-1 for who? 2-1 for who? 0 1 Cincinnati over Toronto. Let's read the Reddit thread. Like, how much salt is there going to be? Man, we suck. Bagel! Yes, they did. They're playing like the punks they used to be. Oh, no, they did, yeah. At this point, I got to start rooting for the Edmonton Oilers. Bagel! Bagel! My prediction UCL score. Oh. 2-1 for Inter? No. I still want the Stanley Cup to make it to Canada. Then why do you not want the CONCACAF Champions Cup to make it to Canada? Different story, different situation. I might do Florida v Edmonton Part 2 on this channel if that ends up being the Stanley Cup final. I might. I said I might. I don't know. 57th minute, 1-0 Cincinnati. We still have another period of this. This hurts. This hurts. Huh. Well, that's some. Canadian Championship. Well, if you're asking about the Canadian Championship, at this point, it looks like I'll be free on May 20th. Hold on. Is that a Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. It looks like I'll be free on May 20th, so we'll do the Forge versus Montreal game on May 20th if this series holds. If the Leafs lose this series, yeah, no, I will do the Can Champ Montreal Forge game, and then the one in July. I think I should be able to do both. Come on, you Forge! Speaking of Canadian Championship, come on, Forge. Come on, you Forge. I want Forge to win the damn thing now, especially beat Montreal. Come on, Forge. 53 straight saves for Bobrovsky. 0 goals last 124 minutes, 31 seconds. You know what? Yeah, the fans should be booing the Leafs. That's what they deserve. Calling a Forge upset. Montreal's worse than they were last year. Forge is better than they were last year. Yes. Yes, I am. Partially because I hate Montreal. Partially because I root for Forge. Partially because I think Forge is the better team. That's 3 parts to it. I think Forge actually is the better team. Second of all, I root for Forge. Third of all, I hate Montreal. And they also beat Toronto. So if Forge could do it last year, they certainly could do it this year. Certainly. Certainly. For sure. You know what? I agree with this. This is some from the thread. If you're going to shit the bed on the ice, at least shit on top of Bobrovsky and co. And by shit on, I mean run them like they ran Stallers, Marner, Tanev, OEL, Holmberg, Tavares, and Woll. If you're going to lose the series, at least lose with dignity and make them pay for playing dirty. I agree. Run them! At least Bobrovsky. How do you squander a 2-0 lead like that? Yeah, Reeves better play game 6. Run Bobrovsky. Being a Leafs fan is so fucking painful. No, I agree with that. And I chose this, by the way. Like, I up and chose this. I up and chose this! Like, this wasn't... No, my dad didn't grow up a hockey fan. I got to choose where I was born and the fact I got to choose all the teams I root for. And hell, even I had a choice of the Mississippi college teams, but it was at least one of those. Mississippi State. I will say this, though. I got to choose everything else. I made one good choice. The Patriots! Everything else, I just chose Toronto. Jays for Roy Halladay. Leafs for Ty Domi. Matt Sundin. Thomas Caberlet. Raptors for Vince Carter and the hype of Chris Bosh. Argos because Argos. TFC because Toronto. Then it ended up being DKO Adiro when I was growing up. And then basically, I chose poorly. At least I got a championship. Actually, 2 out of all that. I got an MLS Cup championship and an NBA championship out of that. I guess you can't say picking TFC and the Raptors were that bad. Picking the Leafs, what the hell was I doing? But there's a certain overarching topic when it comes to these teams, right? There's a certain overarching topic. They're all painful. All the Toronto teams, painful. Mississippi State, painful. Even the Patriots are now. I do a better job with second teams and bandwagons. Even my bandwagons suck. Even my bandwagons can't win playoff games. Steelers! Wow, good for you. What, the Timbers or the Habs? Or both? I chose pain. Like, that's the funniest part. I chose pain. I chose pain. I mean, it's fitting considering, Mississippi State's just as incompetent. Hey, oh, by the way, they have a national championship in baseball, but they have one. Just one. I just want one cup before I die from the Leafs. One. I want one Jays World Series. But hey, you know what's funny about the Jays? At least when I watch highlights of Joe Carter, they're in color. At least when I watch highlights of Paul Molitor in 92, they're in color. Hell, even 85, that's in color. I can't even watch highlights of 67, and even if I did, they're black and white. Those highlights are in black and white. They are the same as Gunsmoke and Bonanza. You might as well see a Mark 7 Limited logo pop up on that game film. Bing! That's how black and white the film is. You might as well see a Pinball v Viacom logo pop up on the game film. Let's see, what else? The S of Doom. Screen Gems, S of Doom. You might as well. That's how old that game film is the last time the Leafs won a cup. My dad wasn't even born yet. Let alone, he wasn't even a twinkle in my pops and nana's eye when they won a cup. What are we doing? What are we doing? At least when let's talk about middling teams who have won things. At least when Canada won the Gold Cup, I was 2 weeks old. I was alive for that. And I can still watch the highlights in color. They actually showed the game during COVID. The Colombia-Canada Gold Cup final. They showed it during COVID. I got to watch it. I was 2 weeks old when that happened. The Jays, I wasn't a twinkle in my mom and dad's eye either, but at least when I go back to the highlights of those 2 World Series, they're in color. I've seen the Jays make the ALCS. They should have won in 2015. That's really what pisses me off there. I've seen TFC win an MLS Cup. I've seen them go to a CONCACAF final. Do you realize why I'm so Gollum about that trophy? Thank you very much. I've seen the Raptors win a championship. I've seen the 905 win a G League. I've seen the Marlies win a Calder Cup. Speaking, I've seen a team wear a leaf on a blue and white jersey win a trophy. It wasn't the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was the Toronto Marlies. I'm just asking for competency. I've watched Mississippi State almost go to the college football playoff with Dak Prescott under center. And then they blew it. I've seen Mississippi State almost win, go to back-to-back women's Final Four championships and almost win. I've seen Mississippi State baseball win a national championship. Mississippi State men's basketball hasn't done shit, okay? But at least they look competent sometimes with Chris Jans. But speaking of history, you can only outrun history and trends for so long. Ask the dentist. Ask Craig Berube. They call Chris Jans the dentist because, you know, reasons. I don't know. Either way, you can only outrun trends for so long. That's why they suck. The Leafs, you can only outrun trends for so long. Why are my second teams better than my main teams? The Cardinals, I've seen them win multiple World Series. The Blues, I've seen them win a Stanley Cup. Speaking of, who was the coach? Oh, yeah, Craig Berube. Even when I think we finally actually truly got paid back for the frickin', what's it called? The Alex Steen deal, we didn't. Because these players still play like they're playing for Shelby Keith. Hey, it was fun to win 6 playoff games, though. '69th minute, 1-0 Cincinnati. No, they'd still choke with a 3-1 lead. They'd still choke with a 3-1 lead. It would just be even more embarrassing. I'm kind of glad we didn't win Game 3 now. At least losing 4 straight, losing Game 6. That's not as embarrassing. It's not as embarrassing as winning Game 3 and then getting reverse swept. That's more embarrassing. That's more embarrassing. And we still have to play a Game 6. My God. This series is over, yes. This series is over. Even if we somehow win Game 6, we're still losing Game 7. 0 multi-goal comeback wins this postseason for the Leafs. Well, that's kind of a bad stat. They haven't needed them. Well, they could have used one Sunday, but whatever. Whatever. I don't know what's more embarrassing. Oh, how funny is that? I just heard my neighbor yell, "Fuck, man, I hate this team." So now I know the Leafs are losing. Ha! 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 Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure my neighbors know that the Leafs are losing too. Oh, they almost did. They got Scott Lawton. Wow, that was great. Oh, the Patriots are back on Sunday Night Football this year. Wow. Cool. Steelers got the Packers, and that's it. Oh, there's to be determined. Huh. Oh, Kansas City's playing on Christmas Day. We have 2 Netflix games on Christmas and 1 Prime Video. Dallas, Washington, Detroit, Minnesota. We suck. 72nd minute, 1-0 Cincinnati. Let's watch the rest of this Leafs game. Yay. I can't wait. Yeah, no, I don't need to see Daniel Cormier's bullshit. Let's just get to the game. All respect, DC, but no. Playing forward. Yeah, TFC hasn't done nothing since losing or going down, no. Oh, there we go. Perfect. We're back. Yeah. I'm about to have a meltdown, so what do you think he's going to do? Like, seriously, though, is it that hard to figure out? Like, I'm already having a meltdown. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think Steve's going to do? Like, what? Do you think I'm more easy to rock than him? What? Do you think I get pissed easier than him? I see the same bullshit he does. Wow. If I'm having a meltdown, I'm sure he will. Wow, I think that's pretty easy. That's a pretty easy thing to say. Like, no, if Steve Dangle's going to have, or if I'm having a meltdown, he's going to. He might be a little bit easier. No, he won't. It's 4-0 after Game 5, a must win, and you have to win 2 in a row to win the series. Even if the Leafs score 2, he probably still going to lose his shit. Gio gave some praise to Moreno. Nice. Should I even put on the Leafs shirt? I think I might do a Leafs game first to just go off on them and then be like, hey, so I still got to talk about the TFC game. They played sort of well, except they lost, but it's Cincinnati, so what do you expect? 1-0, Toronto or Cincinnati? Shot saved by Bobrovsky, of course. And there's a hooking penalty on who? 1930. Florida took a hooking penalty. I think it's Florida. Hooking. Somebody's going to the box for hooking for 2 minutes. Let's see. It's Florida. Yay, that's great. Maybe we could somehow rip a goal. Hooking Nyes. Yep, Nyes gets hooked by Mikola. Let's see if they can score on the power play. 3 for 17. That'd be nice. It won't happen. Wide. Just great. Goal kick, 75th minute. Marner. Throws on to Nyes. Shot wide. Do I even need to talk about the goals in this game? Besides the fact there were 3 goals by defensemen? Do I at this point? This team is pain. Pain thy name. Pain thy name is the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm tired. Ekman Larson. Domi. 55 seconds left on the power play. Because I have to talk about TFC, so we'll talk about them for 5 minutes on the review. But most of it's just me going to rip into the Leafs because that's what they deserve. Hell, I'm not even going to talk about the goals. I'm just going to talk about the performance. 4-0 Florida. Does it matter who scored? No, it doesn't. 25. I'm just going rant. Shot. I think this is one of those times where it doesn't matter. St. Louis won, Kansas City nothing. Well, good for St. Louis. Power play's pathetic. It exactly is. It exactly is. And seems like Domi got tripped. Leafs are going to be on a, or are they? Is this going to be 4-on-4? Or will the Leafs be on a 5-on-3 for 16 seconds? They still won't do anything. Is this a 4-on-4 for 16 seconds? If anything, Domi got hooked and held. I mean, that should be a 5-on-3, right? Oh, it's 4-on-4, of course. Domi got called for holding. What? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's 4-0 Florida, but, you know. Well, the Leafs got to win 2 in a row. They're not. $77-53. I hate this game. This is a horrible Wednesday. This is pain. This is pain. I don't care. Oh, by the way, Florida's about to be on a power play after 5 seconds, and we just horribly gave away the puck. Are you stupid, or you just don't care anymore, don't you? Corbianu, 78th minute. Cross in, cleared away by Cincinnati. Odd man rush, or a shorthanded rush, but whatever, 17-20. Leafs are pathetic. This was pathetic. Pathetic. Pathetic! Pathetic. 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 103. Shot wide. 59 seconds left on the Florida power play. They fell off. Like, they just... Maybe getting rid of Valentino was stupid. Like, I'm surprised they're so bad, too, but it doesn't matter because TFC is worse. My luck, right? 79th minute. 10 minutes to go on the TFC game. Not that it matters. Shot. Saved by Wolff. What a joke. 80th minute. Throw in for Cincinnati. Yeah, that would be funny. Oh, this would be totally Leafs. I can't shake the feeling they aren't done torturing us. Buckle up for a beautiful win in Florida, only to come back to Toronto and lose in overtime after blowing a 3-goal lead. That's exactly what's going to happen, isn't it? They will win Game 6 somehow. I want to see at least one jersey on the ice after the final whistle. Leafs in 7 decades. Oh, Lord, man. Playing forward, 82nd minute. Oh, it's 4-0. They killed the penalty. Yay! That doesn't help when it's 4-0. 2 penalties killed by the Leafs. Still 4-0. Oh, we're 1 shot away from Florida. That's great. Is that score effects? Oh, we can't score? Oh, that's awesome. 14:47. Man, the shot counter doesn't say everything, man. Man. Last Stanley Cup, 1967. Dude, 14:25, man. 82 minutes of the Cincinnati-Toronto game, 1-0, FC Cincinnati. Playing forward. Hockey hates me. 14:04. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if the Leafs win Game 6 just to torture us more. And they go out to like a 4-0 lead and blow a 4-0 lead and then have to go to overtime and lose in overtime because of Brad Marchand. Yeah, no, it's not over. You know what? 2067 is when the curse will be ended. Hey, maybe I'll still be alive. Who knows? I should be. I mean, 100 years. I'll be like those Chicago Cubs fans. Gray, fat, maybe have some Alzheimer's, at least the onset of it. I can watch the Leafs win their first cup in 100 years. I'll be like those Chicago Cubs fans. My kids will be like mid-30s or something. Well, I don't know. And that's a goal for the Florida Panthers. That's 5. Greer. Well, I'm 25, so I don't have any kids yet. Well, yeah, probably mid-30s, yeah. If that happens, yeah, probably mid-30s. I would hope so. Shit. I would hope so. I would hope so. Shit. Kai Kamara coming on for Cincinnati. I agree with that. 5-0. Yeah. Doesn't matter. 5-0 Florida. AJ Greer, his first career playoff goal. Man, we're so I don't even know I'm writing this goal down. I'm just going to rant on these bastards. Doesn't even matter. Oh, they're putting in Matt Murray. It's that bad. They're putting in Matt Murray. 6:22 through the period. 5-0. Doesn't even matter now. Matt Murray's in. It's that bad. 13:37 to go. No, because people are going to laugh at this. Here's the funny part, Pacharo. Leafs fans are absolutely depressed. People who hate the Leafs, which actually, you know what? People may actually feel sorry for the Leafs because people hate the Florida Panthers right now. People hate the Florida Panthers' guts right now. So you know what? This may actually make people feel sorry for the Leafs for the first time in God knows how long. And God knows how long. 85th minute. God knows how long. Murray is in goal for the Leafs. Yep, you're right. And you know what? The good news is they still have a chance to win one in Florida. They still have a chance to win one in Florida. But to do that, but doing that you have to do it to save your season. Now, what you have to do is, yes, it's the same situation as games 3 and 4. You have to steal one in Florida. But it's not just steal one to help you win the series, which I guess it still does. Stealing one in Florida in games 3 and 4 would have put a stranglehold on this series. Now stealing one in Florida saves your season for another 48 hours. It's different, but you still have to steal one in Florida. Now we're at the worst case scenario. Do you really think their performance will be better in Florida? They've laid 2 straight eggs. 2 straight eggs. It's over. 87th minute. It's over. It's over. I've not seen it. Because Craig Berube, that's why. Because they actually looked like they were playing playoff hockey for 82 games in the whole Ottawa series and the 2 games that they won in this series. Then they turned back to Sheldon Keefe's Leafs because Florida was beating the shit out of them. And like, you beat people enough, they're going to fall back into what they were. Punks. Basically, Florida abused them enough to give them Stockholm Syndrome. That's what happened. Thank you, Colin Campbell. Thank you, George Peros. Thank you, Florida. You honestly use your time better tonight than I did. Both these games. Well, TFC ain't so bad comparatively. Cool. Because we're delusional, that's why. Because we're delusional. And we actually did think something was different this year, but normally we're just delusional. I don't know what it is. We're so passionate, we're delusional. We might have Stockholm Syndrome too, as a fan base. We might. We might. And I don't have the good sense to stop being a fan. This Leafs team just lacks guts. Hey, but when you know what? In their defense, which means nothing, if they punch back, they're going to get suspended. If not fined, but certainly suspended. You might be right. You might be right. I'm starting to figure that out. Oh, man. This hurts. This hurts. Thank you, Leafs Nation. State of the Union. Really, Biz? Shut up. Shut up. You know what? Maybe you're right, though, Pacharo. Maybe you're right. It'll never be different. This team will never be different. It's always going to be torture and pain and anguish and Stockholm Syndrome and mental, I don't know, 89th minute. Do with that what you will. Well, yeah, I mean, well, duh. Hello, McFly. Hello, McFly. Oh, Florida's on a power play, of course. 11:33, 89th minute. I'll put on the Leaf shirt so I can rant. That's the first part of the video. I'm going to record the Leafs part first. And then I'll talk about TFC for like 5 minutes, if not that. Let me tell you, the TFC part of the video tonight is going to be much shorter, but I still have to do it. TFC weren't that bad tonight, comparatively. At least they showed heart. At least TFC showed heart against a team that are way better than them. They stepped up and fought. They had a pretty good performance. They just lost by 1. TFC, saved by Murray. Saved by Murray. I almost said Martin. Because, again, the Leafs fan base is full of Stockholm Syndrome. 3 minutes of stoppage time. That's what this is. The Leafs have abused their fans so hard that the passion is really just a trauma response. The passion that unites us all, yeah, it's a trauma response. Like, seriously, it's a trauma response. Like, I'm surprised there's been no psychologist who wrote a damn thesis on the Toronto Maple Leafs. That'd be awesome. As it would say everything I'm saying. This team, the fan base, the passion that unites us all is a trauma response. We are so mentally, and that's 6. Florida 6-0. And it's Sam Bennett, of course. It's Sam Bennett. It's Sam Bennett. Sam fucking Bennett. Sam fucking Bennett. Is that 9? 9-10. 6 Yeah, I'm not talking about the goals when it comes to the Leafs game. There's no way. 6-0. Sam Bennett on the power play. Good fucking job. 10:50 to go. Shoot me in the back of the head. You know what? No. Somebody go and Abraham Lincoln me. That'd be much better than this right now. Somebody treat me like Abraham Lincoln at the freaking theater. That'd be much better than this. Much better. Well, they didn't really beat us up. They just scored goals on us, so it's different, actually. 92nd minute. I wouldn't say they ran that fade. They just absolutely curb stomped us on the score sheet, which, you know what? Better. I'd prefer that instead of them hammering people's heads off their shoulders. Dude, this is the Leafs. What do you think's going to happen? If the Leafs do run the fade back in Florida and beat them like 4-0, okay. Dude, at this point, I'm not even that delusional. I know I said trauma response and all that, but I'm not even that delusional. I'm not even that delusional. Well, then what's the point? She go play in Saudi Arabia. You know what? Actually, disband the team, or actually, here's a better idea. Make the Toronto Maple Leafs a live golf team, because that's what they'd rather do, is go to the golf course. I love golf. You know, I'll root for the Toronto Maple Leafs if they became a golf club. I would do that because I love golf. Do I hate these guys? At this point, I might, but I love golf, and that's what they're better at anyway. They'd rather go to the golf course. And I'd love to see Austin Matthews play golf against Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah, let's make the Toronto Maple Leafs a golf club and live golf. Bryson would still wash your ass. And old-ass Phil, too, and it's 1-0 for Cincinnati. Good job. Full time, 0-1 for FC Cincinnati, but we saw that coming. Hey, at least TFC had an okay performance. We'll put the stats down later. Let's move this back to the TV. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Big ol'! Let's go Oilers, because at this point, the Leafs are going to get eliminated. No, we're not. We're punks. Oh, you're funny. Oh, you're funny. Third game with 6 goals this postseason. Ties a franchise record. Oh, we're so bad. Oh, Lord. God have mercy on my soul. God have mercy on my soul. The Leafs are a joke. I said join live, damn it. There we go. No, they're pussies. No, they won't. They're pussies. It's done. Tonight's done. Let them get body. By the way, we're good. This is on for the review. That's all. Yeah, exactly. You're right. MLSE is a damn joke. It's true. It's true. They're a joke. Money. They love making money. Oh, they're all crying, I bet. Hell, I would be too, frankly. 8 shots to 14. That is 3 shots on goal to 7. I'll tell you something. I ain't even talking about the goals in the Leafs game, though. I'm just going to freaking let it rip. The 5 minutes I talk about TFC, maybe I'll talk a little bit about the goals, but where were we? Passes. Let's get these clear out. 440. Well, we got PA 6-0. Hey, look at the freaking 0 goals. The last 135-49. Bobrovsky, 58 straight saves. Player watch Anthony for the Timbers. 6-0. Yep. You're not blind. You're not misreading. No, it's 6-0 for the Florida Panthers. Pass accuracy. Hopefully they hit 7. I'd be surprised if I get my RSR out before Steve Dangle gets his review out, but we'll see. I think I've got every RSR I've done for the Leafs this playoffs out before Steve Dangle's got out the LFR. Ironically enough, even his one-takers. Speaking of, we got offside. We got yellows, reds. Leafs play forward. I swear if they score a goal, I'm going to scream. Wide. There you go. Offside. Yellows, reds. I thought TFC played well. And we got corners. All right. 7-18. That's clear. TFC lost to just miserable. Well, doesn't matter if TFC loses. The Leafs will still lose. You know what? They should throw sweaters on the ice. They should throw their sweaters on the ice. This is unacceptable. Just like the days of Dave Nonis and Peter Horacek, they should throw their sweaters on the ice. This is more unacceptable than 9-2. This is more unacceptable than them starting to tank under Peter Horacek. At least that I had no expectations. I wanted them to tank. When Peter Horacek was the interim coach, I wanted them to tank. I wanted them to tank. There was no expectations. They needed to tank. And people still threw sweaters on the ice. This is more embarrassing than that. People should be throwing their sweaters on the ice once the final whistle blows. That's how insulting this is. And even then, the Leafs are still letting Florida punch on them. What can you do? Yes. Back in the early 2010s, mid-2010s, yes. Yes, they have. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. No, we're not even going to Game 7 at this point. We're going to get killed off in 6, which honestly is probably better for my mental health. I'll still watch Game 6, but it's probably better for my mental health. Oh, Marchand ran into the pile. Of course he did. Rat. We want Reeves. We want Reeves. At least I could run Bobrovsky. That would be nice. Oh, the Leafs. Is that 4-on-4 or is this a power play? Does it matter? No. Yeah, but that was mean like punch him. He meant like beat him. Kachuk meant he was going to beat Nylander. He didn't mean they were going to beat the Leafs. Well, he meant beat on Willie. That was bad phrasing. Either way. Oh, Marchand's family's there. Wow. The dude's 37. Oh, the Leafs have a 5-on-3 power play. Yay. Wow. Can we make it a 6-on-3 by pulling the goalie? Wow. Jokes. Punks. Yay. Bunch of punks. Groundhog Day. You know, this is like Groundhog Day. You know, this is like Groundhog Day. I feel like Bill Murray. I want to drop the toaster in the bath. I feel like Bill Murray on, oh, they're sending Marshawn down for a game misconduct. Bye. I feel like Bill Murray. I'm about to drop the toaster. Turn the toaster on and drop the toaster in. No. Bill Murray, baby. Leafs are cooked. We all know. Thank you. Yes. Especially tonight, but probably the whole time. Honestly, they should. They should be booing the Leafs. Boo the Leafs. That's what they deserve. Oh, a kid's chirping Marshawn. Oh, wow. 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 Yeah, we suck. Florida's, they didn't even really, well, until the freaking 5-on. Either way. Woo, baby. Oh, it's 5-on-4. Oh, they changed it to 5-on-4. Wow. Well, we're not scoring on the power play then. Yeah. 6-0, 6:41 to go. No, they're not. It's more like this team sucks. Habs Fan TV is hilarious. They are. They do a good job. This team doesn't have the balls for a line brawl to make the Panthers pay a violent price for the next 6 minutes. Yeah, he's right. And they should. Oh, Tavares is in the box. Wait, whoa. Does that mean... Hold on. I'm confused. I'm confused. Huh? I'm confused. Habs are laughing at Toronto. Of course they are. I love the optimism. Oh, Lord. Sadly enough, my parents didn't grow up hockey fans. They probably just knew what hockey was in passing, if anything. My dad probably only knew Gretzky like he knows Pele. Nobody could save me from being a Leafs fan. I just chose this shit. And for some reason, I didn't stop being a fan after the Ron Wilson years. I didn't stop being a fan when they missed the playoffs for 9 out of 10 years. And the only reason they made one of them before the core four was a lockout. And I didn't stop after blowing a 3-1 lead in the third period of a game 7. So, I'm lost, And sadly enough, I hope there's a part of me that hopes that if my kids are hockey fans, my future kids are hockey fans, I hope they choose the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'd be very disappointed. Like, openly, I would be disappointed. But deep down, I'd be like, you probably made the right decision, kid. You made the right decision, kid. At least Pittsburgh can win Stanley Cups. At least Tampa can. Toronto, you're in for a world of hurt. Openly, I'd be disappointed that they weren't a Leafs fan first. But that might be the smart play, actually. Oh, Matthews whiffed on a power play shot. Wow, cool. Shot wide. Like, seriously, though. I mean, like, if my kids chose to be a Lightning fan or a Penguins fan, honestly, good. Good. You're probably smarter than me. If they choose to be Leafs fans, well, prepare for heartache, and I'm sorry. Prepare for heartache, and I'm sorry. I'm very, 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 very sorry that you're about to go through heartache. But you followed me, you dumbasses. But, which I guess I'm proud, which I guess I'd be proud, but don't cry to me. Well, I'll be crying too. Don't cry to me when they fucking blow it for the 30th time in your life. Don't. I'll be crying too. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? I'll be crying too. Who are we kidding? At 60-some years old. When it gets there. We tied 1-1. Good for y'all. Well, hey, at least Leeds got up to the Premier League. They had Marcelo Bielsa. They've probably had, well, it is what it is. 4:53, third period to go. How's the game going? Horribly. No. Out of the Pirates, White Sox, and Blue Jays, honestly, picking the Blue Jays might be the best pick there. Or the Cardinals. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the Cardinals and Braves. Yeah. But Cardinals probably be the best pick. But the Blue Jays, I don't know why you picked the Pirates or the White Sox, but, NFL depends on how good the Patriots are. If Drake May does become Tom Brady 2.0 and Mike Vrabel's Bill Belichick 2.0, if that happens, probably Patriots. If not, probably Steelers or Lions, which, honestly, I'm not mad about that either. The Lions is more of a me thing. I love watching the Detroit Lions. I might put my finger. If the Patriots suck, I might put my finger on the scale for the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell. I'm not going to lie. Lions NFC, Steelers AFC. I could live with that. If the Patriots are good, we'll see. Basketball. Raptors or Magic? Raptors. Raptors will be better than the Magic. Yeah, no. I think, Raptors wouldn't be a bad choice. Mississippi State or Notre Dame for college football? I think Mississippi State's a non-negotiable. But Notre Dame's independent. You could have a soft spot for Notre Dame. That's not a problem. State first, though. State first. Basketball, Florida or State? Florida Gators or Mississippi State? Shit. Todd Golden. Oh, football? TFC. That's a non-negotiable. I don't care how painful it is. Cool. I mean, after tonight, I don't know. It might be game 5 after tonight. Well, yeah, there you go. Hey, at least you got the number 1 pick. Oh, and guess what? You know what I'm also pissed about? The Toronto Raptors were a ball away from being the first pick over the Mavs. Harrison got away with a horrible trade. They get Cooper Flagg, and we were a ball away. Now we pick 9th. I hate the NBA draft. Rigged! But it wouldn't be rigged because the Raptors were a ball away. How would that be rigged? Why would they want the Raptors to get it? That's true. So I guess it wasn't rigged. It just sucks that we were a ball away from getting Cooper Flagg. It could have been us. It was a ball away. No joke. Damn it! At least we got Giannis, though. It's possible. They're shooting up the odds. I want Giannis on Toronto, please. Come on. Just please. Celtics are winning right now. I can't believe it. Without Jason Tatum, 2022, they were in the play-in against Chicago and lost. The last time they were in the playoffs was 2020 in the bubble. Playoffs proper was 2020 in the bubble. They did not make it in 21. They made the play-in in 22. They did not make it in 23. Oh, wait, no. Was the play-in 23? No. No, they lost to the 76ers in 22. They lost the play-in in 23. So, no, it was 2022 anyway. And then they did make it 24 or 25. So it's actually been a couple of years. It hasn't been that long, actually. How did I forget that 76ers series? That was pretty good. How did I forget about that? All things considered, how did I forget about that? You're right. They shouldn't. It's possible. It's possible. Throws it on behind the net. I'm not going to celebrate. 3:36 to go. But yeah, honestly, picking the Raptors, like when it comes to Orlando or Toronto, when it comes to NBA as a pick, honestly, Raptors seem like the better pick for the future. You know? Like the Raptors seem like the better pick. Oh, wait, they both have NBA championships. Wait, do the Magic have an NBA championship? Or did they just make a finals? The Raptors do have a championship. Does Orlando have a championship? But what would be funny, though, what if they do choose the Orlando Magic? Then I could troll and buy a Tracy McGrady Magic jersey for them to wear. Ha! Still wearing a Raptors legend on your back, even if it's a Magic jersey. I got your ass. Is that a slew foot? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ha! A T-Mac Magic jersey. You're still playing both sides. How good is that? You're still playing both sides. How genius is that? Ha. Then why were the Raptors a ball away? Why were they a ball away from getting Cooper Flagg if it was rigged? Do you really think that Adam Silver wanted the Raptors to get the number 1 pick if it wasn't the Mavs? What? No. I mean, it ain't Gary Bettman, but no. 146. No. Yeah, they made a final with Dwight Howard, but they don't have a ring. There we go. Because Bobrovsky's woken up and the Leafs suck. How we doing, Hans? Lost to the Rockets, then the Lakers. I knew about the Lakers. It was, yeah, there we go. Yeah, those 90s Rockets were actually pretty good. Wait. That was 90s, yeah? Yeah. Or was it the Yao Ming Rockets? Either way. Because Leafs fans are absolutely, and Leafs score. Robertson scores. And he gets thrown to the ice. And he got thrown to the ice after he scored. But the Leafs scored a goal, 6-1. Robertson scores. Scratch and score. We still lost 6-1. 6-1. How? Really? Scratch and score, and he still scored. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. Scratch and score. He still does the thing. It's just a little too late, a little too wrong, and I can't wait. But you know all the right things to say. Oh, by the way, Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 42. Robertson scored. Scratch and score, even if it's too late. 6-1. That's just funny now. That would be 1850. I'm not even talking about it, so it doesn't matter. And the Leafs are on power play again. Why couldn't you guys just give the Panthers a shutout? Selfish Maple Leafs. Well, at least they scored. Hey, at least they scored. That's good for us. 1854. 6-1. Hey, at least we scored. Robertson, scratch and score. Second career playoff goal. Maybe that's some life for round or game 6. You believed. And they're about to bite me in the ass. Yes. We'll be back for game 6 on this channel, though. I have no faith at all. But we'll be live for game 6 on Friday, come hell or high water. Come hell or high water, we'll be live. 106 to go. Come hell or high water. And we got a double review about to happen. Oh, don't tell me they're going to... It doesn't matter. They're about to review it, I think. They're about to review it, I think. Explain to me how it's a review. That was a clean goal. Don't tell me the Leafs are going to get that taken away. Not that it matters. Hey, I bet you're going to go to that game, aren't you? I mean, I don't think of him as bad as some Liverpool fans. I don't. I mean, he's getting more money from Real Madrid. He had a free contract, and he could go anywhere, and he chose to go to Madrid. I don't see him as a snake. Madrid's Madrid. $106 to go. Madrid's Madrid. I mean, that's my thoughts on it. Madrid is Madrid. Madrid is Madrid is Madrid. And Robertson's gone to the box. He scored and then went to the box. The fuck? 58 seconds. The fuck? I don't... Okay. 0-0 DC United. Who's winning the UCL final? PSG. I want Inter to win. Milan. But PSG's winning. PSG's winning. Just like the Man City one from, what? Two years ago. I agree. But that's what happens when you add Travis Scott to something he shouldn't be added to. Triple H. Dwayne. Travis Scott had nothing to do with John Cena's title match. And he did. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's it. Florida leads the series 3-2. 6-1 after the final horn. Florida leads the series 3-2. And the Leafs have to win game 6 and 7 to move on. Well, they've been better without him. With that being said, we'll do our double review within the hour. Leafs lose 6-1. TFC loses 1-0. What a freaking horrible day. Refs need subs too sometimes. What? With that being said, sit tight. We'll be back. We'll be back on Friday for game 6. And probably the biggest disappointment of all time, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. With that being said, okay, I could leave it on. Yeah, we'll leave it on there, sure. For the Oilers game while I'm doing the double. While that is, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for this double review. Most of it's going to be about the Leafs. I'm going to rip into them, and maybe like 5 minutes for TFC at the tail end of it. So do with that what you will. With that being said, there you go. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See ya.